Eveliina, her first appearance on the coverage today. Approaching the basket, almost getting that in. We have a playoff between Eveliina Salonen and Missy Gannon, and she's practically under the basket for the birdie. And Eveliina Salonen misses the putt from 5 meters. Missy Gannon who takes down the European Disc Golf Festival.
Hello and welcome to the 2025 European Disc Golf Festival. It is a major this year. It is our third of the year. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're your two hotkeys.
And we're back, baby. Honk.
Honk.
And we're across the pond.
My
we have
first
migrated
time.
far.
Oh my gosh, my wings. We must rest.
We need a lot of rest going into this 4-day event. Last year it was a 3-day event on the Pro Tour. This year, we're going to get right into it on day one of this major. Hole 1, it's 837 feet. A lot of that is this huge downhill shot. We are playing at the Tallinn Song Festival ground. So we are throwing from the top of a huge amphitheater. You can see all of the lined OB. That is a common theme on this course. This is a par 5, a little bit of a softer par 5.
From the United States of America, Missy, Gannon.
Look at this intro. You kidding me?
Yeah, we get a double announce. Missy coming.
Not everyone got the miss, to be clear.
Please welcome Eveliina Salonen.
Slightly less miss for Eveliina. She didn't win like Missy did last year.
Holyn, Handley.
Why are the missed puffs so funny?
I like that Holyn did the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Lätt.
So cool that they had us in the studio doing these big screen moments. Kristen Lott with the exact same wave also. I love this signature wave.
Pretty epic. It's going to be really cool on the weekend when we get this thing hopefully filled.
Yeah, this is the first time this festival has started on a Thursday. It's usually a 3-day event. Disc golf is huge in Estonia.
Yes.
Going around town, there are billboards, mostly of Kristen, but you see them of advertisements for the event in general.
There's rumors from the local population that they think disc golf was invented here. It's so big here.
There are rumors from the local population as well that there could be upwards of 5,000 people on the festival grounds coming to this tournament later this weekend.
I hope to see it. For this first tee shot, it's pretty fair and a simple hyzer, which is nice. You're pretty disappointed if you're not easily in bounds on this one.
There wasn't much wind here in the holes that are very close to this amphitheater. It was nice, calm conditions. We also have a little bit of a heat wave rolling through Estonia, similar trend to the Norwegian tournaments of the last couple of weeks, a lot warmer than normal. Holyn going huge here, and unfortunately is not going to cross in bounds.
You know her from all of the billboards around Estonia. Kristen Lätt.
Yeah, she is the poster child of disc golf in the country. And couldn't pick a better face to put on. She is also a previous winner of this event. They have changed the course a little bit from last year and the year prior. We'll try to talk you through it. Holyn throwing from, I believe, the drop zone.
And I mean, from the drop zone, you can still save a par, but this one, if you really want to push it, is potentially eagleable. I don't think we'll see very many, maybe 1 or 2 a day kind of a thing, but it's such a simple birdie that I think most ladies going to be playing for that. I like it as a starting hole. It feels so cool to throw off of that stage way up in the amphitheater.
It's nice, too, to just unload like 3 distance drives.
Yeah.
Just kind of get yourself warmed up, get yourself familiar with what it feels like to throw a disc golf disc.
Right, and it's a nice wide set of OB. It gets pretty narrow pretty quickly as we progress through this course. Missy's third, looking pretty good. And as always, because of how cameras and dimensions work, this hill is way steeper than it looks, lots of potential for rollaways, so you really want to put the approach shot close to decrease the risk on the putting green of rollaways. Pretty crazy to play just a brand new major here. I mean, it's the first time this major has been here.
Yeah, it's disc golf was only started to be played here in Estonia in the early 2000s. This event even is fairly young, so the fact that it's already risen to major status just shows you how enthusiastic the Estonian people are about disc golf.
And a surprising short miss from Kristen. We do not see that often. Looked like a bit of a spit through. Holyn managing to save par even with the OB.
This played as the 3rd easiest hole of the day with about 40% of the field birdieing.
What do you think the easiest hole is?
Our
game.
Easiest hole game. It's so hard on a new course.
It really is.
It's a way harder game.
I can barely remember the holes I'm running through. Oh no! Eveliina also gonna spit through the left side. Oh, good.
Better
Let's see
angle.
That's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, we're putting on
Her face.
a basket we haven't seen that often on tour. I think the last time. Oh, what was our last project?
Waco?
Yeah, Waco, I think. And it's a like a netted basket inside the chains, and sometimes it wants you to just putt really powerfully. There's also a ring that doesn't like the low putts. We'll see how the players contend with the baskets this weekend.
Yeah, just like fast, but also dead center.
Yeah, it's always a challenge to try to kind of adjust your putt to whatever basket you're playing on that weekend. 18 birdies on hole 1.
And a field of 48, which is huge. Last year, I think it was, 20-ish,
Yeah.
24, whatever.
This
Hole
is always a small event and difficult to qualify for.
Very true. Hole 2 is a par 3. It's 279 feet. Last year, the tee pad was where the basket is. They were going along the fence. I think this is a great hole this year. It shapes up really well for a forehand or a turning backhand shot. There's OB along the fence line left. And we are playing to this short pin in days 1 and 2, the longer pin we saw in days 3 and 4. You can see there's a huge drop off behind the basket. So you're going to see a lot of layups if you're out of position or just softer bids at this one. If you skip past or to the right off the tee, the potential for rolling away is huge. And it looks like Missy is going to find the OB.
Looks like Missy, buzzing the chains.
Yeah, she threw a big Z Mantis there, and it just wanted to keep going forever.
That thing was flying like a driver.
Yeah, a lot of power. Eveliina gonna catch really early. I really like the kind of flip up sidearm that pushes straight. You really don't want it to fade too far to the right because you can get a roll all the way to the bottom of the hill so quickly.
Personally, I think the backhand turning shot is just a little bit better here. You can see there's 3 forehands on this card, so obviously the best in the world are disagreeing with me, but it seems a little scary to kind of come in skipping to the right with that big drop off.
I think the forehand line is easier to hit.
True.
But the backhand shot is going to land softer on the green.
Kristen gets a little bump off the fence, and she is going to be safe. Eveliina, unfortunately, getting caught up on the last tree on the right. She just has that little chip up shot, like Erika said, nice and soft. Here's Missy from deep of the basket, down the hill a bit, with a really challenging lie after taking her meter.
Yeah, not even a gimme for a bogey here. She's really having to work that touchy sidearm, and that's a good job from there.
Hole 2 had 11 birdies, about a quarter of the field getting it.
Great putt from Kristen. Nice tester distance to get things dialed in.
While I am not partial to courses with a bunch of lined OB, I think that this course is pretty awesome for the FPO field.
Same.
I think it's pretty fair. They do give a nice wide fairways most of the time. And even with some of the basket placements on hills, I still feel like they give just enough room to make it fair. I'm a big fan of this course so far. It's definitely on the shorter side when compared to a lot of tour courses, but I feel like with the OB and the challenging shot shapes, I think it sets up really nicely as a major for FPO.
Yeah, it's scoreable by anyone in the field if you're on, which is nice, and we don't always get that. And yeah, like you said, it's very fair. Par feels great, but there's so many birdies out there. It's a great challenging course. If you're off, the course is going to really keep you honest.
Yeah, it's also, we're saying all this after a nice rosy day of pretty good conditions.
Oh, yeah, very true.
Yeah, I think some wind and some rain can make this course one of the most, the toughest tracks you've ever faced. Here's hole 3. You got to get it through that pretty immediate little gap. And it doesn't look bad on the camera, but it is one that you will see a lot of players hit those left and right trees. The low ceiling also is, I think, the major factor here, even if you hit your line. They have pinched in the OB on the left and right a lot from last year. The right side, I would say, is about 20 feet in. I think the left side's about the same distance. It's a much more challenging angle to get your disc to go straight and slightly uphill this 305 feet.
It plays like so much farther than 305 too. Just with that ceiling, you can see Eveliina, one of the farthest throwers we have, leaving it short there. It's tricky.
Yeah, you can't really rely on necessarily any sort of strict angle. It has to be sort of a baby flex, so you don't get any ground play to skip OB.
Oh, Holyn gonna find very short left OB. I like the sidearm on this one.
Yeah, I think it's a great play.
You do see a fair amount of that. I'm actually surprised not to see any, but it is hard to get a sidearm all the way there. Did Missy find the circle with that one?
I think she's right around the edge of circle. You can see the out of bounds is not forgiving. That's another common theme on this course. When you do go out of bounds, you still have some rough to contend with usually.
Did very many people find even circle 2 on this one off the tee?
15 out of 48 competitors got to circle 2 in regulation. Only 8 got to circle 1 in regulation.
Yeah, quite a feat, which is funny to see for a 305-foot shot that's looks wide open from this angle. Missy!
Wow.
Little birdie sandwich. Love that. And a slow mez.
Missy Gannon from about 42 feet. She's like 6 meters, I think. We're trying to do meters here in the booth, too.
Wait, how many did you just say?
Huh? I said 6.
I mean, oh.
Is that wrong? Just say what's right.
I don't know what's right.
12 meters. There we go. Double it.
Yeah, isn't the circle 10 meters?
Yep.
That's why I was just confused.
Yep.
But then I second-guessed everything I know because we're in a totally different place and I am uncomfortable a lot of the time, but it's good for my personal growth. End journal entry. Holyn gonna take the unfortunate double there. Eveliina just even par. And Missy gonna take the big birdie on that one.
Shout out to Amanda Lennartson for parking that hole.
Hey everyone, I want to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Thrive Market. Thrive Market is a membership-based grocery store that brings the highest quality products right to your doorstep with savings on every order. Thrive Market lets you eat well and spend less by shopping high-quality groceries and your favorite brands without the premium price tags. And the Thrive Market app has this really cool feature that lets you swap out junk food with junk ingredients for certified organic and non-toxic alternatives that taste just as good or even better with the Thrive Market in-app barcode scanner. And Thrive Market allows you to skip the lines, which is a huge benefit. You're going to find all your favorite brands, plus some other brands that you might not be able to find at your local grocery store. I like Thrive Market because it allows me to stay on budget without compromising quality. That's because Thrive Market guarantees the lowest prices. It's also really convenient and allows you to save time by using their Buy It Again feature to quickly reorder your favorite items. I'm on my second month now with Thrive Market, and I was able to hop on and use that feature to reorder some of my favorites from the first order, while also adding some new stuff to my cart that I was wanting to try out. So if you want to get started today, just go to thrivemarket.com/JomezPro. That's going to get you 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That's thrivemarket.com/JomezPro. There you're going to find 30% off your first order plus a free gift. You can click the link down below, or you can scan the QR code on the screen right now. Thank you once again to Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Hole 4 is a brand new hole this year. It's a par 4, 476 feet. You gotta hit this gap off the tee pad. You see anything from mid-ranges all the way to full-speed drivers, just depending on where you wanna land. There's 2 pin placements. We're gonna be on this left one on day 1 and 2. Most ladies trying to line up just short of this tunnel and then throw a spike hyzer up and over these trees. You really gotta get some height under it to get there. If you're to left through the gap, you can throw a forehand. You see a whole lot of different stuff on this one. There's an OB line deep that it can come into play, but you don't see it happen very often, but I'm excited to see a brand new hole play out.
Yeah, I really like this change from what they had last year. I think this hole is super cool. It's a little bit fresh. It was just cut out, so it is a little bit rough on the ground on the second half, but it doesn't take away from the merit of the hole. We, again, have the 2 pin placements. Did you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think both of them are good. I think the one we play on Saturday and Sunday is slightly better, and I wouldn't mind if we did that all 4 days. But this one's kind of fun.
It's better because it's a more technical shot and test of skill, but it is fun to throw a big spike hyzer kind of short.
Yeah.
The snails have not gotten the memo that we're playing disc golf here. They are everywhere.
So many snails
They're
on this hole.
so big.
We'll, for the rest of the week, refer to this as the snail hole. The play that Erika was talking about, where if you land too far left, there are some players that do that shot on purpose because they like the forehand spike. Eveliina lined up to this little tiny gap on the left. I was there today too.
Wow.
It just screams for a forehand roller, and Eveliina's going to give us a nice show. She goes way down that center gap that goes to the other basket we will be playing to, and she'll even have a little room to come back towards the basket we're playing today.
It was a very impressive forehand roller from Eveliina.
It was every bit of 200 feet.
Holyn trying to go 50 feet deep, but that tree helps her out. That thing had a lot of heat on it. The speed control is hard when you have to throw so high up and over the trees.
Kristen dealing with the low ceiling, but also having to throw a high shot. She kind of punches one into the trees and finds her way inside the circle.
It's interesting to play a hole where they left all these trees to make like a rough in the fairway, kind of. It's very different than what we normally play.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of some courses in Texas.
Oh, sure.
A lot of Dallas, Texas style shots here.
Yeah, where's the grenades?
Yeah. It's also easy to, wow, a lot of people have landed in this tree. I know this tree. But it's easy to accidentally throw your spike hyzer a little too hard and find the OB line deep. You can see Missy kind of flirting with it here.
Holyn was kind of pushing that way too. Missy gonna be in bounds, but obstructed, it looks like, for the birdie putt. Eveliina with a nice scramble, still not quite finding that green on her scorecard.
And like Erika said in the flyover, here's the interesting stuff that happens on this hole. Like, no one will ever play this the same way twice.
You know, it's get through the gap and then deal with it is everyone's game plan.
And see what happens.
See if Kristen has a look at this for birdie. Unable to convert.
Holyn going to be the only green on our feature card, and a nice little bounce back after that double. Holyn's one of 16 birdies on hole 4 today, the 4th easiest hole of the day, even though it's a new hole.
I believe, man, I wish I would have looked up. I believe this is Holyn's first time here.
Yes, I think so too.
Probably Kristen's first time here. Lucky Lorenzen and Ida. Ooh. Nessie? Ness? Nace?
Lucky was on my card. 4 down through 4.
Impressive.
Is so impressive. Hole 5, slightly different from last year. The same tee pad and similar distance, but the basket you can see is tucked to the right at the end of this long line of trees. Last year it was at the end of this tunnel and take a left. You can see the kind of gray path area. It was over that direction, so a little bit easier because it was just a hyzer shot, but it was 300 and I think almost 70 feet, so it was a crush of a hyzer. This year it's just a teeny bit shorter, but a much more challenging shot to try to get inside the circle, and that is so important on this one because that basket is perched on the edge of yet another cliff. There's about, I would say, 2 meters of space past the basket before it drops off steeply, and your disc has no chance of sitting down before it goes out of bounds.
Holyn with an insanely impressive shot there. That was really great control with her Z swirl buzz to get right on the edge of bullseye. Missy landing in a more typical spot and leaving that dangerous putt Mad was talking about.
Yeah, on the heat map, it's red hot right there. You find a lot of discs right on the edge of circle, and it's decision time there.
Kristen even farther. She's probably in layup territory there. See if Eveliina can find that green. Nice looking shot. Just burns a little early.
This shot can be a little bit scarier for the distance throwers because that OB comes up pretty quickly behind the basket too. On the deep side, you can easily hyzer out and scoot OB deep. Eveliina looks like she tries to lay up and gets a bit of a mean floppy roll to the right side.
Ooh, Missy, ice in her veins, converts the circle too.
Dang.
12-meter birdie look.
What a flex.
Let's see her second Slomez.
You're just like looking out over the amphitheater and the festival grounds on this putt. It drops off so steeply, and Missy just stares it right in the face.
Yeah, this is a really clear, example of how steep it is. Eveliina looking teeny tiny down the hill. What a run from there. And Holyn cleaning up another birdie to bring it back to even par. She likes that one.
That's such a good birdie. Wow. Whoa. Our field's so good. 31 players got to circle 2 in regulation. 10 got to circle 1 in regulation. Everybody's getting down this tunnel with no problems. Eight birdies on hole 5. I consider it kind of a bonus.
Yeah, I think most ladies do.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 6, essentially the same as last year. It's a par 4, 607 feet. This little structure is casual relief. There's really tight OB on the left. You see a lot of hyzers. You see a lot of kind of flexing shots up and over the structure. I do think the OB is pinched in a bit more on the left side than it was previously. So you're not really seeing a ton of ladies getting kind of into that second fairway, if you will. It's usually just past the structure and then you're going backhand or forehand, both work on your second shot. But I don't know, I watched the coverage last year and there's some huge shots off of the tee. I'm curious how aggressive these ladies are going to get.
I think it almost is worth being aggressive because the footing on that right side, you can see where the ground is a little muddier, is pretty rough.
It is.
a lot of little sticks and kind of mushy, so it's not friendly for a run-up, which you need for that second shot. Holyn turning that disc maybe just a touch more than she wanted, but it works out fine.
I think that's the mistake to make, though. There's way more room on the right than the left.
Yep, Missy going to take the hyzer and land in that stuff. We'll see what she has to deal with on her second shot.
It's worth noting that there has been some large events at these festival grounds, really churned up a lot of the mud, and it was pretty rough in practice. It's firmed up a bit. I think they put a lot of new sod down and did a lot of amazing work to get it in pretty playable shape, but there are parts of the fairways that are still pretty rough out there.
Yeah, thankfully we've had some warm days as well. Lots of sun doing the work and drying things out a bit.
This
Evelina,
is huge.
Yeah, this is
huge.
This is the line that I see in my head, and not everyone has this distance, but it's worth it to try to go for it.
So close.
She's going to have a very easy par save from
True.
there. But I think that that's a risk worth taking on this hole, especially. Like, it's almost better to be more aggressive here, because dealing with this side,
It's so far away. Like,
Yeah.
you're not really going to get the birdie from there.
And Missy going to prove us wrong, get up inside
She
the circle.
would.
What a great
Whatever.
shot.
She won this event before. She's won every major ever.
I think that's every bit of about 315, 320, but very technical downhill run up with the low ceiling. You can see Kristen's disc buzzing those low tree branches.
It feels like a little farther than that from there, but
What an impressive shot from Kristen. You can see her kind of flicking away. There are some bugs on this part of the course that really like to be near your eyeballs.
Holyn left with just a forehand hyzer line. She's definitely landing in a place that is not typical, and that looked perfect, skipping right towards the pin. But now I'm not even sure if she's quite inside the circle. She'll really have to earn that birdie with a nice putt. Evelina's drive was insane, leaving a pretty short forehand chip here, and that's perfect.
Drive is incredible.
Kristen with a tree in her way. Still gonna cash it, though. Really strong, impressive putt there to convert that birdie.
Yay.
I was hoping it was a slow mez.
Little step putt from Kristen Lätt.
Little ponytail flip.
Maybe just touch one little branch. Holyn after the unfortunate roll away. No big deal, though.
Nice conversion and a turkey for Holyn.
Missy gonna add another to her scorecard as well. Looking so comfortable on the putting green.
She owns the putting green. She's just leasing it to everybody else, I think.
Hole 7, pretty challenging little par 4. They did change it up a little bit from last year. The tee shot is the same, maybe with the OB slightly more pinched on the right side. There's two different ways to attack this hole. You can throw something in the middle and then throw your second shot right here to the short side of before this little jump over to the island. Or this year they added a little bonus zone to the island. You can see that little bubble on the right side. A lot of competitors will throw their second shot over and get safely on the island, because here there is no drop zone. If you do not establish a lie on the island, you have to keep throwing until you do. The island is also has a lot less depth from last year from front to back. So that second shot over, if you're farther away, it's very, very difficult to get your disc to lie down and not skip out the backside.
Particularly if you're throwing the forehand line, which is shorter, but man, that OB comes up quick. The backhand is definitely easier definitely a harder shot, but easier to stay in bounds if you hit your gap.
Yeah, I think we're going to see most players try to go to that little bubble of OB just to establish a lie on the island. There's a lot more space over there, but people always surprise me here. And I think this is the type of hole too where people's game plans could change as they experience more rounds at the hole.
My 3 card mates all went for it on their second. Freaking ballers. Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
Eveliina way out there, but down the hill. Yeah, this one is a cool hole for strategic decision making. In a way, you almost, it's not the worst thing to kind of have a misfire and then force yourself to lay up, because par honestly is a great score here. And if you have a great drive, that's what makes you get aggressive and sometimes make the big mistakes.
Holyn is going to be out of position. We're going to see what she does there. I have a feeling she's going to try to go for it, but it's a tough shot. Missy proved me wrong here. She's going to also just lay up on the short side.
To the backhand gap.
Kristen looks like she is going for it.
With a forehand.
Uphill run up. She's not scared.
And yep, that's the tree to beat on that line. So she'll just progress and have to make the island on the next shot.
Holyn going for it, out of position as well, and going to come up short after getting tangled up in some of those branches along the way. Eveliina also going for it.
I'm so surprised they don't have a drop zone on this one. Like, I think we're going to see scores in the double digits that we didn't today. That is a crazy first birdie for Eveliina.
That is such a difficult shot. You could see with the camera angle, you can't see the basket. It's blind. It's pretty steep uphill run up, and Eveliina still powers up on that disc and gets it to lay down perfectly inside the bullseye.
Oh, Missy throws that one too low, and she'll just have to rethrow from there. And with the layup, I see why it's tempting to go for it on your second, because if you lay up and then throw a B, now you're looking at double so quickly.
And Kristen, with the same problem here, going OB deep, she is also going to have to just throw again.
Oof. And a good shot there.
Wow. The island hole is stacking strokes quickly.
Yeah, the next one can be difficult too. Oh, Holyn also going so deep there.
I thought, I practiced this little shot right here, this little pitch across, and I thought it was so difficult. And I'm not.
It's an awkward distance.
It is such an awkward distance, and it's very hard to get your disc to lay down
softly.
It is surprising to see this many missed island attempts, but I'm not surprised.
I don't think it's surprising. Yeah. There's going to be so many. I bet this averaged at least a stroke over par.
Oh, yeah.
1.2 strokes is my guess.
This played is the most difficult hole of the day. It averaged 3/4 of a stroke over par.
Dang it. Well, okay. I mean, that's good, I guess.
Oh, no.
Man, Holyn looking at a 9. A quint? Do we even have a name for that? That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Kristen looking at a quad.
Whoa, the vibes just got very wild on our feature card.
This hole is wrecking our feature card.
But Eveliina's just inside the bullseye for birdie.
Just watching everyone take an extra 5 or 6 strokes. Wow.
Man, there were only 2 birdies today on hole 7. That is not that surprising to me. I think.
Yeah, shout out to Sophia Dunica, who got the other one on my card.
Yeah, I think this is a very, very difficult birdie unless you were hyper aggressive off the tee.
And the second shot.
Yeah. Wow. 4 players to circle 1 in regulation, 7 to circle 2 in regulation. Hole 7 really going to teach us some lessons this weekend. I like it though because it's still fair.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's still a fair hole.
And if you do play for par and you're on, you can get the par, but boy, you can see how they stack up.
Hole 8, the first of 2 tunnel holes.
It's a par 3, 344 feet. OB is tighter than last year to the Mano trees used to be on the grass line. If you missed the mandatory, there's a very challenging mini tunnel drop zone. The OB is still pretty tight as you get down here. You see everything from putters to fairway drivers. You see a varying level of aggression. Being downhill, you can get a putter pretty much all the way down there. But I kind of like seeing these aggressive, more fairway style shots. It's just fun to throw.
Yeah, the challenge with this one is obviously all the trees. It's really difficult to predict what's going to happen. You see some discs just lay down, some discs just kick OB wildly. I kind of like the low speed disc because ideally you hope that when you catch a tree, it's not going to kick as far or as wildly. Missy doesn't have to worry about that though. She is dead center the whole way down the fairway. I like that she put the disc nice and low too, just in case she did come into contact with anything.
She went captain's thrasher too, but I like that she took so much off and kept it kind of just low, nice and easy. Kristen gonna find OB pretty deep. Oh wait, I was one hole off. Oh, it was still a thrasher.
Holyn, after taking that high number, I wonder if there's like a little bit of a desperation to get some birdies. It kind of can change the way you attack holes. It can change your mental game. Let's watch how Holyn recovers from. When's the last time she took a 9 on a hole?
Has she ever? Yeah. Good question. Also, this one, if you miss those mandatories, which is so doable, that drop zone's so difficult, or if you just get a bad kick off a tree, sometimes you can't even save a bogey, and this can turn into a double really quickly after such a difficult previous hole. Like, these holes will tilt you if you're not careful.
I'm very surprised. Okay, obviously 7 plays is the most difficult hole. Not surprising.
Second most difficult.
8 is the second.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wow.
As a true American, I went double on these, and I actually... wow, what a bogey save from Holyn. And that's what I figured, that these are going to be the 2 most difficult. 7 for sure. That's a huge putt.
Shout out to Holyn. She came in hot on the last putt, hitting the band. Makes the adjustment here from slightly farther away. And what a nice little bounce back to save that bogey.
And to just mitigate the damage, like the mental damage she could take there. Missy Gannon. Let's give her 3rd slow mez. Do it. She deserves it.
Another huge... Yay!
Yeah!
Another huge putt from Missy. Let's see.
She owns circle 2.
This one looks like it's 13 meters, 49 feet.
I'm telling you, that's how big money Missy is going to make her millions. Just owning both circles, leasing them out to people, allowing them to make their putts. Eveliina, pretty clean round overall. 1 over probably doesn't feel great, but she's hanging right in there. There's plenty of birdies to come, and apparently the worst is behind us here after those 2 holes.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at us struggling with meters so bad. We really are actually usually good at this. It's 15 meters. It's 50 feet. We're back. All right. Hole 9. We're going to wrap up this front 9. 344 feet. It plays much longer than that.
Yeah.
This big OB area is so frightening to attack. We do have so many talented players in the field, though, that are very comfortable attacking here. But I think a lot of players are trying to kind of cheat the corner and land a little bit more on the right side. It's slightly shorter if they are trying to go across. But those low hanging branches from that big willow tree kind of get in your head. You're worried about running into them and coming up a little bit short. Missy navigates a huge hyzer around them with no problem. There is a layup play short and on the left side, but I don't think we'll see that from any of our feature card competitors. Eveliina taking a line drive right to the green.
Right under the straight across bangs of that willow.
They are banging for sure.
This was the easiest hole last year because it was only 285 feet and you could kind of just throw a dummy hyzer. So they really made sure to make this a whole lot harder. Kristen gonna sneak in across the corner though, I think, to establish a lie and potentially save par.
Kristen just barely squeaking OB a few times today.
This is one of the few, I think, true distance separator holes. As you get towards the middle of the field, you're going to see a lot more layups, as Madison was talking about. Nice shot from Holyn.
Yeah, you can see Holyn pushing that right side as well, trying to make sure to avoid those branches and find the shortest possible part of the fairway.
Kristen attempting to save par. Wow, that's great. What do we think that is? Like 13 meters? 12?
I can tell you. Yeah,
11?
I'm so embarrassed by us. Please don't hate us in the comments. We already
No,
hate
go
ourselves.
ahead. Whatever. I'm American, and this is unfortunately how we are, and we are trying.
I have to look at myself in the mirror every night and be like, I only know one language.
Everyone else here knows 3.
Yeah, it was 15 meters,
Nice.
49 feet. Eveliina.
All right.
A step outside the circle.
Bringing it to within even par after 9 holes. Slow and steady. Could win the race here. Nice Salonen. Little hyzer putt. Love it.
Yes, perfect speed. Drops right into the bottom of the basket.
Missy trying to stack up another one here. Duh.
Yeah, no question.
Moves to 3 down.
It looks like 18 players got to circle 1 in regulation. Everyone can throw far.
Yeah, it really is a booming tee shot. And it looks like 5 down is the current lead. Got a handful at 3.
Ida and Cynthia both tied for the lead. Cynthia, I believe, one of the lower rated players of the field, and she's sitting tied for the first.
Yeah, I think she's 898 rated, if I remember correctly, and 5 down at this course. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that is incredible. You can see to be in the top 20, you're sitting right around even par or better. Any predictions for the hot round?
Oh, it's so hard to say. I kind of was thinking, I think double digits are possible.
That's what I thought too.
But I think I was thinking a 6 to an 8 would be phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, we've got 9 more holes, and we'll be able to see if our predictions can come true.
And if we can understand what a meter is.
No promises here, but we'll see you guys on the back 9 at the first ever major here in Estonia at the European Disc Golf Festival, Tallinn Song grounds. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're your 2 hot geese.